Why don't we say that these people were brought to us by the African National Congress, and we don't need anyone who was brought to us by the ANC. We don't need Ramaphosa. We don't need Jacob Zuma. These people can get the hell out of here so that South Africa can fix its problems.
The 360 experience with Julius M.
Man, you see Ramaphosa releasing Jacob Zuma from jail, and now Jacob Zuma being the biggest headache to Ramaphosa, man. I wonder how Ramaphosa actually feels about Jacob Zuma, man. You release a man from jail because his lawyers were telling you that Jacob Zuma is about to die. The man is so sick. Oh God, he's about to die. Even Julius Malema, the leader of the EFF, I remember, I don't know if it was an interview, when he said that he spoke with President Ramaphosa and told the president that, man, you better release Jacob Zuma, man. Like, there's nothing that Jacob Zuma can do right now. Jacob Zuma is not a danger to you, the African National Congress, or the country anymore. The man was the president of the country. He served his time. Of course, the African National Congress will not allow you to finish your term. The African National Congress, they got rid of Jacob Zuma the same way they got rid of Thabo Mbeki, the same way they possibly going to get rid of you, Cyril Ramaphosa. They're not going to allow you to finish your term. So please, for the love of God, release Jacob Zuma, man. So Ramaphosa and his friends, they concocted that whole remission thing. Till today, Ramaphosa still maintains that that remission was not for Jacob Zuma. That remission was for everybody. But we know that that remission basically was for Jacob Zuma. And now that Jacob Zuma is out and about, Jacob Zuma is giving ANC the biggest headache. I wonder how does Ramaphosa actually feel? I wonder how does Ramaphosa feel? You release a man from jail. Now that man is taking your support. Now that man is going around and telling South Africans not to vote for the African National Congress. Now that man is actively decampaigning the political party that actually released him from jail. I wonder how does Ramaphosa feel? I wonder how does Ramaphosa feel, man? If Ramaphosa could have allowed the law to take its course, possibly, maybe Jacob Zuma was still going to be in jail. But because Ramaphosa had to be the hero, Ramaphosa had to be the negotiator, Ramaphosa had to be the big guy. Today we have MK Party, we have Jacob Zuma. Yesterday, I was laughing at Fikile Mbalula. You remember Fikile Mbalula said that he's not obsessed about Jacob Zuma. He doesn't speak that much about Jacob Zuma. Jacob Zuma is the one that always speaks about the African National Congress. I said, Fikile Mbalula, stop lying. Ever since Jacob Zuma concocted the on the 16th of December last year, Fikile Mbalula, you have been talking about Jacob Zuma at every single turn. Today, Jacob Zuma is relevant because of the African National Congress, because of the leaders of the African National Congress. You guys have been attacking MK left, right, and center, even in KZN, KwaZulu-Natal. You guys are attacking MK left, right, and center, and now MK is a relevant political party that might actually eat away from the African National Congress and the EFF. So I'm looking at the president, man, and I just wonder, how does Ramaphosa feel? How does Ramaphosa feel knowing that whatever that is happening today, it's his fault? It's his fault. Right now, the ANC is spending a lot of money taking MK to court because they believe that MK stole their intellectual property. ANC is spending a lot of money trying to deregister MK because they believe that the IEC unlawfully registered this political party. Like, there would not be need for ANC to spend so much money if Ramaphosa could have just let the law take its course. But because Ramaphosa had to be the bigger person, because Ramaphosa had to be this person that he is today, South Africans today, we have MK, we have the African National Congress, and now the same leadership of the ANC is so sick and tired of Jacob Zuma. So I'm going to play you a video of Ramaphosa, guys, trying to make sense why the African National Congress released Jacob Zuma from jail.
We took the decision as we decided that we should move in that direction, and the remission was a generalized remission. It was not specific to him. So when I took the decision, it was not specifically aimed at former President Jacob Zuma. It was a broad decision that affected many other people who needed a remission, and it was being done so that we can reduce the numbers of people in our prisons because they are burgeoning at the seams. There are too
I mean, like, seriously, Ramaphosa, are you gonna stand by that? Are you gonna stand by the fact that the remission was not made for Jacob Zuma? This was not a special concoctment to release Jacob Zuma. Are you gonna stand by that? Even after Jacob Zuma has practically destroyed your party, are you gonna stand by saying that the remission was not for Jacob Zuma? Of course the remission was for Jacob Zuma. Everybody knows that the remission was for Jacob Zuma. What are you playing at? What are you playing at? You know very well that the remission was for Jacob Zuma. So I think even right now, the journalists, the reason why the journalists are bringing up this conversation is because everyone is just curious to know, how does a president feel knowing very well that you release a man from jail only for this man to open up a political party, and that political party to go against the African National Congress? How does a president feel? But it looks like Ramaphosa still decides not to be honest with the people of this country. Ramaphosa like things like, okay, maybe I need to lie until the elections. I'm not gonna be honest with the people of South Africa, or maybe he's gonna be honest with us after the ANC has kicked him off after the elections, because we know that's what the ANC wants. ANC wants Ramaphosa to win the elections for them right now, and they're gonna get rid of Ramaphosa. The African National Congress is sick and tired of Ramaphosa and what he has done, and the fact that, man, he has basically starved a lot of comrades. So many people are not happy with the President Ramaphosa right now, especially within his camp, the African National Congress. So the ANC simply needs Ramaphosa to win this election for them. Then the ANC is going to do what it does best, not allowing the president to finish their 2 terms. This is what the ANC does. This is what the ANC does. So are you going to be honest with us right now, or are you going to wait until the ANC kicks you out so that you can be honest about what exactly happened? The same way with Jacob Zuma. Are you going to do the same thing that Jacob Zuma has done? Man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. What is happening in South Africa, man? It is crazy. It is crazy. And me, guys, I still maintain my conspiracy theory, but I don't want to go to that. But I still maintain my conspiracy theory.
Yes, we decided that we should move in that direction, and the remission was a generalized remission. It was not specific to him. So when I took the decision, it was not specifically aimed at former President Jacob Zuma. It was a broad decision that affected many other people who needed a remission, and it was being done so that we can reduce the numbers of people in our prisons, because they are burgeoning at the seams. There are too many people in our prisons. So I don't regret that decision. And what is happening with the IEC case is what happens in politics and state governance issues, and we handle it as we move on.
No.
The issue of Ekurhuleni was thoroughly discussed. The regional leadership of the ANC brought it to the officials.
I like how Ramaphosa says that he's not even bothered about what is happening right now, and he does not even regret the decision of taking Jacob Zuma out. If you don't regret releasing Jacob Zuma to jail, why the hell are you taking him to court left, right, and center? Why the hell are you taking Jacob Zuma to court left, right, and center if you do not regret what you have done? Clearly, you regret what you have done, but simply you won't be honest with the people of this country. You won't be honest with the people of this country, man. And I just find it funny. I just find it funny that the same person who brought you back to politics is fighting you. You remember Jacob Zuma is the one that brought us Ramaphosa, man. People need to understand that Jacob Zuma is the one that brought us Ramaphosa. If it wasn't for Jacob Zuma, we wouldn't have Ramaphosa. So Jacob Zuma went and took Ramaphosa from wherever he was and bring him back to politics. Now that Ramaphosa kicked him out of the ANC, Jacob Zuma says, no, there's no way I'm going to allow you to do that. So we might as well fight. So I think the same people that are supporting Jacob Zuma, why are they not questioning him about the fact that he's the same person that brought us Ramaphosa? South Africa would not have Ramaphosa today if it wasn't for Jacob Zuma. If it wasn't for Jacob Zuma, we wouldn't have Ramaphosa today. But we do have Ramaphosa. Now we have to deal with everything that we have to deal with under Ramaphosa. We have to deal with messy unemployment rate. We have to deal with the crime. We have to deal with all these statistics that are painting South Africa in in a bad light. Now we have to deal with all of these alliances that South Africans never signed up for. You know that right now South Africans, we are taking Israel to court, we are standing with Iran, all of this nonsense. It was not supposed to happen, but because of Jacob Zuma brought us this mess. And the supporters of Jacob Zuma, they are not even questioning Jacob Zuma and say, man, you are the one who brought us this mess. So what the hell were you thinking when you brought Ramaphosa back? What the hell were you thinking when you brought Ramaphosa back? Did you actually think that Ramaphosa was a good person? Or did you honestly think that Ramaphosa was going to make a good leader? Because clearly Jacob Zuma thought that Ramaphosa was going to make a good leader. So now these people, man, who have brought each other back from the African National Congress, they are busy fighting at the expense of South Africa. And this is why I will always tell South Africans that, man, guys, we don't need the ANC, we don't need the MK. If these people want to iron out their issues, let the African National Congress lose the elections so that they can go back to the drawing board and go back to the MK party. And maybe these people can iron out their issues. South Africans, man, we don't need MK, we don't need the African National Congress. These people, man, are simply using the country to fight their own battles. Why is it so hard for South Africans to understand that these people are using the country to fight their own battles? Why is it so hard for us to say that, guys, if you want to fight each other so bad, why don't you go out and allow us, the country, to move forward when you people fight each other? But no, these people, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Right now, Jacob Zuma is talking about they need to bring me back so that I can finish off what I started. Like, man, Jacob Zuma, you only had like what, less than a year. The ANC kicked you out. You only had like less than a year. What is it exactly can you do in less than a year? What is it exactly do you want to finish off because you want to finish what you started? What is it exactly that you want to finish off? You had 9 years as the president of this country. You had 9 years as the president of this country, and I think the biggest mistake that people are making is thinking that just because Ramaphosa is a terrible president, Jacob Zuma is an angel. No, just because Ramaphosa is a terrible president, it doesn't mean that Jacob Zuma is a good president. But you can see this, the decline of South Africa started with Jacob Zuma, and now it's with Ramaphosa. The decline of this country started with Jacob Zuma, and now it's with Ramaphosa. And when Jacob Zuma goes around and says that, I want to finish off what I started, what is it exactly can you finish off in a year? You had 9 years to implement everything that you are talking about today. Today you are telling us about the Dutch laws needs to be removed. You are telling us that the votes needs to be calculated in an open, like, I mean, like, you are busy attacking IEC. I mean, like, all of these things. What is it exactly do you people want? What is it exactly do you people want? You had 9 years. You had 9 full years to do what you want. With Ramaphosa, we don't need Ramaphosa to have 10 years as the president of this country. Unfortunately, South Africans will continue to vote for Ramaphosa despite everything the ANC does. South Africans will continue to vote for no service delivery. South Africans will continue to vote for unemployment rate. South Africans will continue to vote for high crime rate. South Africans will continue to vote for everything that is wrong with the country, man. And I think it's unfortunate, but we don't need Ramaphosa. We don't need Jacob Zuma. You guys have already done what you have done. We don't need this battle of Jacob Zuma and Ramaphosa because we know of your governance. Both of you guys, we know of your governance. It's unfortunate that the majority of the people in the country are still going to support you, are still going to vote for you, but we don't need you. As like in general, South Africans, we don't need you guys. We don't need you guys. We don't need you. Jacob Zuma says, I want to finish off what I started. I'm like, this is the guy who had 9 years as the president of the country. Now he's talking about the policies, he's talking about what needs to be done, he's talking about land, he's talking about expropriation without he's talking about all of these things that he never implemented when he was the president of the country. He never implemented any of these things when he was the president of the country. So what is it exactly does he need to finish off? Why does he need to be the president of the country again? Why does he feel like I need to be the president of South Africa again? And again, guys, what is it exactly can an 82-year-old provide to South Africa? I mean, you look at where the world is. You look at how fast other countries are moving technology-wise. You look at the fact that young people all across the world are making huge advances with the internet. What is it exactly can these people actually bring to South Africans? Like Ramaphosa has already proven that he doesn't bring anything to South Africans, because right now the only thing that Ramaphosa is speaking about is 1994 and what the ANC has done since 1994, man. Like, we don't need these guys. We don't need these guys. The world is moving so fast with technology. People are making huge technological advances. And while we are here fighting about petty politics with the politicians that are not bringing us anything of value, Why are we here as a country, man? Why are we here as the country? The fact that today people are debating about who is the better president between Ramaphosa and Jacob Zuma, why don't we say that these people were brought to us by the African National Congress, and we don't need anyone who was brought to us by the ANC. We don't need Ramaphosa, we don't need Jacob Zuma. These people can get the hell out of here so that South Africa can fix its problems. And here we have young people in this country, man. They are not even interested to knowing what the world is doing out there. They are not even interested to knowing what the world is inventing. Young people are inventing a lot of different things across the world, and here we are in South Africa with petty politics, identity politics, racial politics, choosing sides of the people who have both destroyed this country. We are talking about two gentlemen that have decided to destroy South Africa. We are debating about these people and who is the better president between two guys who have destroyed South Africa. We don't need these people, man. We don't need these people, man. We don't need them. We don't need them. On the other side, you have the EFF. Yeah, EFF is like, yeah, we are a small political party. We are a young, not small, we are a young political party. But the EFF says they want South Africa to be like Cuba. They want South Africa to be like Venezuela. Why? I mean, like, why would you want South Africa to be like Cuba? Why would you want South Africa to be like Venezuela? For what? For what? Why should we aspire to be like Cuba? Why should we aspire to be like Venezuela? Why should we aspire to be like these failed states? Why should we aspire to be like that? And the fact that South Africans are entertaining this garbage politics. South Africans are entertaining this garbage politics. And when you have people who are talking about what is really happening in the world, it's unfortunate those people will never be followed. Guys, have you listened to that guy of R150 Mpodagata of R150 Man? The guy is talking about the blockchains, is talking about the nanotechnology. These are things that Mpodagata is talking about. You would think that young people in this country, we would be attracted to people talking about the nanotechnology, the blockchains. You would think these are things that would be appealing to young people in this country. But these are things that are not appealing to young people. Young people, like, these are not appealing. Young people, they simply want to sing Amandla, raise their fist and choose sides between Ramaphosa, Jacob Zuma, and Julius M. They don't want to talk about technology. They don't want to talk about the internet. They don't want to talk about the inventions. They don't want to talk about anything. We want to participate in this petty crap politics that does nothing for the people of South Africa. Man, how I wish South Africa was led by the likes of Mpodagata, man. Just imagine if we were led by Mpodagata, Musimaimani, those kind of people, man. Just imagine if we had those kind of people, man, inspiring young people in South Africa. There's no inspiration between Ramaphosa and Jacob Zuma. What is it exactly can Ramaphosa do for young people, man? Young people are suffering under Ramaphosa. Young people were suffering under Jacob Zuma. And for people who support Jacob Zuma to come out now and say that, yeah, Ramaphosa is in charge and look at the statistics, young children are not, like even when Jacob Zuma was the president of the country, man, young people were not working in the country. Young people were not working in the country, man. Companies were leaving South Africa. People were not investing in the country. I mean, like, man, every day, man, I just don't understand how, like, I don't understand how South Africans are. I don't understand how South Africans are, man. You see, when it comes to our parents, when it comes to our senior citizens, I understand their choices. Sometimes when these people talk about the African National Congress, I understand where these people come with African National Congress. Man, you cannot take it away from them. They believe the African National Congress is the political party that actually fought for them to be here today, man. You see, like, our senior citizens, man, like they don't believe that they fought apartheid. Most of them, they believe that the African National Congress is the one that fought apartheid, man. This is despite them losing their family members in the hands of the brutal apartheid regime. This is despite them losing their family members, man, in apartheid. But they still believe in the African National Congress. They believe the ANC has done a lot for them. So when it comes to old people in the country, when it comes to the seniors in the country, I understand how these people actually view politics. They view African National Congress as that political party in pre-1994 that was fighting for us. When some of these old people in the country, when they see Jacob Zuma, they see a man who was fighting for struggle, a man who was persecuted, who was thrown to jail, who was abused. So I kind of understand their support from the senior perspective. But when it comes to young people, I don't understand what is the fascination to choose between Ramaphosa and Jacob Zuma. That is where everything stops when it comes to young people choosing between Jacob Zuma and Ramaphosa. And I'm like, guys, honestly, you listen to the president of China, man. You listen to the president of China talking about the advancements that China has made. You listen to the president. You listen to the president of China talking about the advancements that China is going to make. These are things that our president are not even talking about. These are things that the leaders in Africa, they don't even talk about these things. But young people in South Africa, man, to choose between Jacob Zuma and Ramaphosa, for young people to go to war, to choose between Ramaphosa and Jacob Zuma, both gentlemen that have destroyed the country. Are you telling me about both people that have destroyed the country? The people that were in charge of this country, but nothing actually moved forward. Are you telling me about those people? I don't understand the fascination amongst the young people, man, to choose between Ramaphosa and Jacob Zuma. I honestly don't understand it. You see, with the EFF, I don't even want to talk about the EFF because the EFF said that they want South Africa to be like Venezuela. They want South Africa to be like Cuba. So I think it's enough. It's enough. It's disappointing. It's disappointing because you see someone like Julius Malema. You would think that someone like Julius Malema, someone who's so young like Julius Malema, would actually be out here talking about the same things like that Mpotagata is talking about the same things that Musimaiman is talking about. But it looks like Julius Malema is going to be a classic ANC politician who talks about the same things that Jacob Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa talks about. This is the kind of politician Julius Malema is going to be. So there is no hope when it comes to Julius Malema. He is just a younger version of these guys. Julius Malema is just a younger version of Jacob Zuma, just a younger version of Cyril Ramaphosa. There is nothing different. There is nothing inspiring about Julius Malema. You listen to Julius Malema when he makes a speech, he says nothing inspiring, especially to young people. He says nothing inspiring to young people. I'm like, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. It's a shame, man. For South Africa, man, to be forced to choose between these two guys. It reminds me of what is happening in the United States, man. You know, people are frustrated in the United States. They say, man, for us to choose between Biden and Trump, man, why do we have to choose between Biden and Trump? I mean, this is despite Trump having a lot of support, man. You know, a lot of Americans, man, the conservatives are following Trump like nobody's business, man. Nobody's business. But the people that are sitting in the middle, man, they are frustrated in the United States. They say, why do we have to choose between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, man? Why can't we say, these people are old, they need to sit back, you are old. Joe Biden, you had your first term, you need to be out. Donald Trump, you had your first term, you need to be out. Both of you, it's one term each. Then get the hell out so that we can open up a space for new leaders. The ones that are sitting in the center in the United States, man, are frustrated as hell. They're frustrated as hell. And it's the same thing that is happening in South Africa today, man. To choose between these people, man. You look at Ramaphosa, you look at Zuma, you look at Malema, man. The fact that you have to choose between these people. We don't have a choice, guys. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. I just hope people like Musimaiman can stick it out with their new political party so that they can go. I hope political parties like Rise SA, they can actually stick it out with their political party so that they can go. I hope Bongani Baloyi with Shiluva can actually stick it out for a couple of decades so that his political party can go. So because it seems like South African problems, man, are going to be fixed in 20-25 years later. Until now, we still have ANC, MK and EFF to get rid of. So it's going to take a while to get rid of these people, man, that do not want what's best for the country, because South Africans are not even listening to the people that are talking the real game. South Africans are not talking about the people that are inspiring, the people that are talking about the technology and how we can actually go into to improve people's lives using technology, using this artificial intelligence, that people are saying that it is destroying people's jobs. But if you follow the artificial intelligence, you can actually understand that it's going to create a lot of jobs. I don't know if South Africa is going to be at the right position to actually take advantage of the jobs that are going to be generated by AI. As much as people are saying that AI is destroying jobs, but I know that in future AI is going to create a lot of jobs. So there's going to be a change when it comes to the education system. And you see, when it comes to these political parties, when it comes to ANC, EFF and MK, this is one of the reasons again why I'm so skeptical about them, because you look at the fact that none of these people, man, are talking about reforming the education system that we have. None of these people, man, are talking about reforming the kind of education system we have. You know what it tells you? It tells you that most of these people, man, they love to take advantage of the fact that the majority of the people in this country, they are ignorant. The majority of the people in this country, they are uneducated, so they will continue to manipulate them. They will continue to gaslight them because they don't want an educated nation. And this is the reason why I'm saying that, guys, having MK, EFF and ANC, it is a problem for South Africa. And I don't think that South Africans actually realize how big of a problem this is. I don't think South Africans actually realize how big of a problem this is. It's a huge problem having these people, man. None of these people actually talk about reforming the education. I have never heard the EFF talking about reforming education and how they are going to make the education better. They always talk about decolonized education, decolonize this, decolonize that, but they never actually say it in details that, guys, this is what we are going to do to reform the education system. I have never heard MK. MK does not even have the manifesto. I don't know why people are following MK. MK does not even have the manifesto. I have never heard these people talking about the education system and how they are planning to reform the education system and what is going to happen with the students that have been the victims of Njimutsecha and ANC's 30%, how the political parties are going to deal with that. So I don't think South Africans actually realize the kind of problems we are in. Guys, we are in a lot of problems, especially with these political parties. These political parties are popular amongst black people in this country, and as long as black people continue to vote for this political party, South Africa will continue to go down. As long as majority of the people in this country prefer having ANC, prefer having EFF, prefer having MK as the ruling party of this country, South Africa will never go forward, because these people will never even reform your children's education. These people will never fix the schools where your children are studying in the public schools. These people will never do anything to make sure that your life is improved. They enjoy the fact that the majority of the people in this country, they are uneducated. They enjoy the fact that in this country it is so easy to gaslight the people. They enjoy the fact that in this country you don't have to play real politics. You simply have to play identity politics or racial politics so that you can have support. These are kind of things that political parties in South Africa are enjoying. So this is one of the reasons why I'm saying that in South Africa we are in a lot of trouble, man. We are in a lot of trouble. For us to choose between these political parties, man, we are in a lot of trouble. I can tell you now for free, we are in a lot of trouble. Because apparently this is what matters in the black community. In the like, this is the only thing that matters. It's your skin color. If I'm black and I'm black, and if I'm black and you are black, it means that I have good intentions for you. This is how people actually view politics on the ground level. People, they don't actually see through these politicians. They don't see that these politicians are using the fact that we are all black to manipulate us. No, they don't see it that way. They see politicians that are black having good intentions for the people that are black, despite the years of evidence of politicians that are black destroying black people's lives on the ground. They don't care about the evidence. You look at the ANC's evidence for the past 30 years. You look at how many people's lives have been destroyed. You look at the fact that the communities where people are living, you look at the conditions where people are living. People still do not care. They love the fact that the ANC leader is a black man. So as black people, they will continue to vote for an ANC leader. If they change, maybe they will go to the EFF, because the EFF, the leadership of the EFF is black and the leader of the EFF is black. So it means that the leader of the EFF has the best intentions for black people in the country. They don't care about the evidence. They don't care about the fact that people in Ekurhuleni, they don't care about a couple of municipalities where the EFF is and it's a mess. People are living in open sewages. They don't care about all of those things. They only care about the fact that the leadership of the party is black and we are black. Maybe if they change, they will go to MK because the leadership of MK party is black. Like, this is how people view politics in South Africa. This is how this generation views politics in South Africa. This is the most stupid generations I've ever seen. I have to say, this is the most stupid generation I've ever seen. My generation, man, my generation, like, it's hopeless, guys. I need to, like, my generation is hopeless. My generation is hopeless. We cannot see through the political parties. We cannot see through all of this filter and all of this play and say, guys, this is exactly what is happening. We cannot see through that. And the politicians in this country, they can see that, okay, people in this country, they cannot see through the filters. They cannot see through everything that is happening. So we will continue to gaslight them. We will continue to make them feel like victims. This is the reason why today you have 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds telling you that their lives are upside down because of apartheid. They say nothing about the fact that their whole lives that have been governed by the African National Congress. It is so easy to manipulate these people. It is so easy to manipulate these people. So why would the politicians let go of the trick that is obviously working? They will never let go of the trick that is obviously working. They will never let go of the trick that is obviously working. So guys, I wish you luck, man. I wish myself luck as a South African. I wish you luck and I wish myself luck. I don't know how the hell we are going to get out of this, but I don't see ourselves getting the hell out of this anytime soon. So guys, I just needed to get that off my chest, man. Please tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye bye.
The 360 experience with Thomas M.